Hey gamers, welcome back to Banished Souls Cryptic Gaming here. I hope you've been having a wonderful week. It is the weekend now, man. Sunday to be exact. So, we got a couple days coming up. We went over a little bit of some of the stuff that's coming out on the update for Monday night, Tuesday morning, depending on your time zone. It seems like here lately, at least before, here within the last, 3-4 weeks, I can't really attest to it because I haven't been on much, honestly, obviously with some of the medical stuff that was going on. But it looks like you should be seeing your warehouse space. We went over this yesterday a little bit. We're going to see warehouse space coming in. We're going to be seeing those increase by as far as your purchases of your ammo and things like that coming in, which is going to be great. Hopefully we'll see something about some increases on our drop rates. Still don't know anything about that yet for sure, but that's what my guess is going to be on there. Now, a lot of us had heard about 4 versus 4 PvP. There was a lot of folks saying that was going to come out. That was before I ended up going to the hospital. They were talking like this thing was coming out. I've not seen a 4 versus 4 PvP team up yet. Now, there's been a few people talking about it may actually be this week. I've seen nothing from the actual developers saying that that's coming this week. So we'll just have to wait and see. My guess is that's going to be a Season 3 thing. Just being honest with you, I don't imagine we're going to see that coming this week. Obviously, it's coming to the game at some point, though. So this is going to be pretty awesome to see. I think we're going to start seeing more stuff evolving toward the PvP. And as that starts to increase, we're going to start seeing more options coming up for like guilds and stuff. And what my guess is we're going to see an increase here with the warehouse. My guess is it's going to be between 5 and 10 items would be my assumption here. Now, obviously, they've not really released any information on that. Obviously, we would rather something like 20 because they've released a lot of really new materials. I mean, when you look at some of these materials that we're looking at as far as what you can now refine, we're looking at like sinew string. You can now refine a lot of this stuff into other types of materials. You got those Hubok parts, the white parts, the black parts, stuff like that, so you can build those shields. I imagine we're going to see a lot more of that. And while it's going to help getting that warehouse space, we're going to end up seeing some things where we're still going to be pretty tight. So I imagine that's going to be something where, as with most games, including Ubisoft, when they come out with like guilds and in-game types, clans and stuff like that, where you're going to be giving additional space, I think we're going to end up seeing stuff like that coming out here, Seasons 3 and 4. Now, Season 3 I am excited about. We talked a little bit about some things coming up in the game. As far as that dragon, that's going to be pretty awesome, I would imagine. We'll just have to wait and see exactly how it plays out, obviously. But there should be quite a bit of new content coming into the game. I know for me, Season 2 was just okay. It was nice to get that Lestari. But I'm going to be honest with you, there was a lot of repeat. So we, obviously Jaws of Retribution. It's great that that's come back in. This thing's been nerfed down so bad it's not even funny. Or maybe it's just that because we've got these ships up to level 6 now, it's made it easier. The Blighted Bastion, that was something we've seen Season 1. Anguish from the Abyss, another Season 1 that we had seen in there as well. So I did, of course, most of our Blood Drunk, Hunter and Hunted, Fangs of Defara, even those that you get up there in Talak Panjara. Those are the same things from Season 1. We did see a few new ones like Course of Havoc, Symphony of Mortelle coming in. We've seen some new missions as far as, let's see if we can bring them up here. As far as our little merchant convoys and stuff, there was a few new ones that popped in. That was pretty fun. But I'm hoping Season 3, from what it's sounding like, it's going to be stacked up a lot better. I don't know exactly what happened with Season 2. A lot of repeats. I imagine we will see a few repeats of some of these sea monsters, which is great. Don't get me wrong. I love fighting sea monsters. To me, that is the funnest part of the game right now. After you defeat a lot of these bosses over and over and over and over and over, you kind of look for some new stuff to do with your friends, or even do solo. A lot of us will get together, try to make things as complicated or as interesting as we can. Jump in your dhows, jump in a small ship, and go, on a shark hunt or something like that, which is a lot of fun to do. I do recommend that you do that with your friends, guys. There's a lot of ways to keep the game spicy, keep it kind of interesting for you while we wait on that new content. As far as what this new dragon's going to look like, Now, most dragons are related to something with east, the east. So my guess is I'm expecting, we don't know for sure, but my guess is we're going to be seeing something like that happening over in this vicinity here, over here in the East Indies. But we'll just have to wait and see. We do get that roadman goading up in here, but my guess is we're going to be seeing that dragon coming up around here. It would be amazing and just truly awesome to actually see us be able to get part of this map opened up here. I know we're all waiting for this northern section to come up. My guess is, and like I say, this is a guess, there's still nothing definitive about when that's going to happen or how they're going to do it. But my guess is this is going to be a two-stage thing where you're going to get a section and then another section. And hopefully we'll see that come seasons 3 and 4. There's rumors, people talking like that's going to be a year 2 thing. Obviously, we don't know that for sure. We're just going by what people are guessing by. So, but from what I've been seeing in game, we're going to be getting a new ship here pretty soon, which is a sandbuck class style. When I say a sandbuck class style, I mean something that's going to be fire explosions like, you know, these other ships that we've been seeing. So, and it has to do with the northern section that's up in this area here. And then of course with that dragon being an East Indies type thing, this is East Indies, so it wouldn't surprise me to see maybe part of this map open up in season 3. That is my hopes. I know we've all kind of guessing, but I'm hoping to see this stuff start to open up here pretty soon. It's been nice getting a lot of these options that they bring it into the game, but it's time to start expanding the map. I mean, really, they've got to open this map up a little bit more. Obviously, there's this whole back area here. This is just wasted. Now, it's not that this is water, and then you just got an island here. You can't actually see any of that because it's surrounded in a shroud. Now, maybe it's water back behind there. It's hard to say. But hopefully we'll open up something so we can get back into this back area. Obviously, this here looks like it's going to be some kind of island or landmass. So that's quite a bit of section of map that's cut off when you're looking at it. So even if they open this up, it's not a whole lot of water there. So we'll just have to kind of wait and see what they're going to do here. But hopefully something pretty cool. I imagine we'll see season 3 really start to open this game up. Then going into season 4, as this game really starts to expand, we're going to start seeing it pick up a little more. It's been holding its own as far as keeping a lot of the players engaged to a degree. Now, there are some folks who come in and maybe they're not even worried about some of the furnitures. They've picked up what they need, what they want, and they've just moved on, and they come back at the next season. And I've seen some people playing like that. You know, I myself have been guilty of that, but I do come in here every day and try to, you know, log in, play with everybody. I try to at least join up with some of our farming raids as they come up. But my main thing right now is just keeping my pieces of 8 coming in and just you know, trying to better position myself for season 3 again, and that's what I recommend that you do here in the next couple weeks. You know, we've got about 15 days left, so about 2 weeks before season 3 comes in. You don't want to be caught with your pants down going into season 3. Now, we talked about this in season 1 a little bit, making sure that you put yourself in the best way possible. So there was quite a few new missions you need to really kind of opened up this season, guys. Curtain Call, Rhapsody Raids, Grand Opera's End, Overture of Havoc. I mean, just really awesome stuff. So it's nice to see them start to utilize the actual black market area a little better. So I'm hoping to see that continue to expand into the next season as well. But the game is starting to expand. It's starting to pick up. A lot of people don't realize that there's a lot of missions in here. We've been getting a lot of private messages and stuff. People like, hey, how did you get so many available contracts there? Well, the best way to do it is to start with the season. You got to make sure you get your season pass completed. You want to talk to Blackwood. If you're not sure who Blackwood is, we're going to run over here and show you. You want to be talking to this guy up here running all of his missions. And if you run his missions and you get all this stuff taken care of, which really isn't a whole lot of missions there, but you will pick up a few that are one-time plays. They just expand. Once you expand that, then it opens up stuff over here for Unita. And as you play her, she may open up some more stuff for Blackwood. And you're just back and forth between those two guys. It's like any other MMORPG, man. Sometimes it'd be nice if they gave you a little more direction as far as where to go. They're supposed to be working on that in the future, from what the devs are saying. They want to make sure they make it a little easier for people to track the mission lines. So expect to see some changes like that coming into Season 3 as well. But a lot of really good stuff there coming up. I would say definitely stick with the game. Don't listen to the naysayers, the people that hate on the game all the time. I don't see a point in hating on the game. I don't know why people play a game that they don't like, why they come to a channel and comment on a game that they don't even play. But folks do, and that's, hey, that's their right, that's fine. You want to comment in there, that's fine, about why you hate the game, why you hate me, or why you hate my voice. Hey, man, it doesn't bother me at all. I am someone who is really kind of unaffected by that kind of stuff. But the main thing is I'm having fun, and a lot of the group that we're playing with, we're still having fun. The game is very much active. I know there's a lot of people out there who talk like, there's just nobody in the game. When we just logged in, we got 16 folks in. We got a lot of guys in our group list. There's 20 online right now. I mean, at any point, it's easy to jump in here, find some friends that you can play with, or find random folks that are playing. So it's been pretty awesome on that aspect. We've never come in and not seen somebody to play with. The servers typically sit around 16. That gives you room to bring folks in to the game. Now, I have come into some before, and there'll be 19 or 20, which is the maximum. So we just have to kind of wait and see what's coming. But, man, I'm telling you, it's going to be great. So definitely stick with the game. Now, as with everything, I tried to add a good ship video into it. I told you we'd be talking about some ships. So let me get a swig of my coffee here. We're going to show you what I am currently using for my battle bark. Get to talking and it dries my throat out, man. Okay, so this is my battle bark right here. Yeah, wrong. There we go. Okay, for my weapons, I'm using pretty simple stuff. The Zama 3s. I am using the Foul Owl as well for the ricochet shots on the sides. And then, of course, the Fireball Bar 3s. Now, I can switch that over to Zam 3s, Le Picares. There's all different types of stuff that we could throw on there. I'm just playing around with some of these weapons right now. I do really enjoy these Foul Owls. I like the Zama 3, obviously, on my Sandbuck. But these things here, they do a pretty good job. You get a little more distance, I believe. A little more damage out of that front cannon. But these here do a fantastic job on reloads when you're coming up against those enemy ships. And they do a great job of that ricochet damage as well. Now, what I'm hoping to see after the thing is the Coronades come up, or Carronades. I would definitely want to get some more of those on the ship. But I'm waiting to see if they come up. But, of course, we've got, Le Picares, our long guns. We got, all sorts of stuff, torpedoes, a lot of really good stuff in the game still that we can use. And we switch around depending on what we're using. So when I run against La Peste, I actually run a lot of the Endless Requiems. And you may be like, well, why do I do that? Well, the reason I do that is I like to keep away from that dude with his green gas, man. I know if you've ever fought him and he starts to pump his gas out, you know what I'm talking about. He's going to chase you down and it's going to kill you. So this ship is great for running against La Peste. You can actually get your Welling wards and stuff like that and put on your ship, which helps a little bit. All it really does is kind of buys you maybe a second and a half of getting out of range of him. That's all it's going to get you. But I do like to have those torpedoes. And then, of course, our auxiliary weapon. Yes, you guessed it, the Warhammer. It reaches out there. It does a good job. Now, you might switch that up with a Spring Loader 3. Launch some mines over there. That's up to you, whatever you want to do. I like the Warhammer. That's just my personal preference there. Now, when I'm fighting against monsters, I use that the Maul or whatever. So it does a great job against sharks and, Samarabu and all that kind of stuff. But for ships, this is kind of what I like to use. Now, armor. Again, dealer's choice, man. So I like the Storm Woven Symphony. Now, that's not to say, as you can see, I've got quite a few black prints that are sitting here. That's not to say that I'm done with black prints. It's just that I use this mostly right now for that extra area of effect, man. Now, the black prints, depending on what I'm coming in, that's a great PvP armor. It's hard to beat that, man. So definitely hang on to it. Don't get rid of it. I've seen people selling it like, like it's no longer any good, it's obsolete or something. That's still one of the greatest armors in the game, in my opinion, is the Black Prince. But I do use that Storm Woven Symphony more or less for my PvE aspects. Now, PvP, we got a build where we use a lot of Black Prince armors and stuff like that, rigging stations and stuff. But we may show some of those builds to our members in a members only video, but I don't think that's going to be something we share much with the open community. But then furnitures, man, a lot of different stuff. You can use some medicine cabinet. You're going to get that depletion from attacks 20%, increased stamina recovery 8%, while in combat increases maximum stamina by 5%. The signal gong increases damage by 15% after crew attack for 30 seconds. Then leather fashioning station reduces the blaze damage from enemy ships. That's a great one to have. A lot of people like to use that freaking sandbuck on you, obviously. This ship here is kind of set up for a PvE PvP setup. I can switch a few things out and get to PvP pretty quick, but this is one of the effects that I do use. That leather fashioning station helps with some of that ablaze effect, but also the AoE. If they're coming in on you with those dimmies, it will bypass the block on a sandbuck and just do some massive damage. So I do recommend that you set that up for some PvP stuff. I'll share that much of it with you guys. Then of course your campaign screens, it reduces the incoming area of effect damage from enemy ships by 15%, reduces incoming burning charge by 7%, increases the max hull health by 3%. And of course campaigning spirit lockers reduces crew stamina depletion. As you can see, we got quite a few of our new furnitures, obviously. There's still a few that we're waiting to get. Some of them I've gotten I don't really use, but may use later. And then of course our Brower's Powder House increases the area of effect radius of mortars. Now I don't need that on here really because I'm not using mortars. So that's one of the things, is I kind of been switching things around a little bit here. As you can see, I think we may put a scupper station on here for now. But something that I do sometimes do is put tuning stations and stuff on it. I'll switch this one around depending on what I'm using, if I'm using torpedoes or whatever. But that's currently what I'm using on my Battle Bark, man. Let me tell you, it's just fantastic ship. A lot of versatility on how you want to use that thing. A lot of great abilities on your weapons and stuff as well. Of course, this is level 6 of 6 levels. Let's go ahead and see if we can bring up the ship so you can see what that does. Now, something else you can do is you can use that little grace, which is the healing, and it's going to really boost the amount of healing, and you can sit there and brace through just about everything. Just continue to mend and heal like son of a gun on this thing, man. Fantastic abilities there. So it's up to you how you want to do it, but I do recommend that you get these things upgraded. Now you may be thinking, well, I don't have the ability to get enough parts to get those upgraded. How do I do that? Well, you're going to want to come over, grab your what's the name of this here? Let's look see what the name of this is. You're going to grab Anguish from the Abyss. You're going to run it. You want to get that essence stuff. Now, a lot of people have asked how I got so much silver and so much this essence stuff. Man, I played a lot of PvP, especially back in the day, and was out farming with some buddies, and we ended up coming across a group and just demolished them, man. We were boarding, destroying these ships, boarding, and we ended up getting into a group that had a bunch of this stuff on their ships. Now, apparently there was something going on where people were somehow able to, I don't know how they got all this stuff, but that's where it's at. People want to get mad at me because I kept mine. Hey, get over it, dude. If you're not out PvPing and you're not out playing the game the way it's supposed to be played, that's on you. I'm not going to take somebody and then go dump the cargo. That's not going to happen. So that's where I ended up getting a lot of this stuff, is by just taking out folks that were doing whatever it is that they do. Maybe they got it from somebody else or whatever. I have no idea, and I don't even care. But I come up and I get that stuff, and you sell what you need for silver and stuff like that as well. So that's how I got a lot of that early on. So and I do recommend that you do PvP. If you see folks with a flag on, maybe you're like, well, there's nobody with a flag on. Well, you turn your flag on, all right, and then you leave the server, and when you come back into a server, it's going to put you in a PvP server. That's how you get into PvP servers. That's how you find riches. That's how you get stuff. You have to fight actual people for stuff. You're not going to get that stuff for free. They're not just going to hand it to you. You have to fight anyone and everyone that you find, man. It's just the way it is in the game. So that's where we get it. A lot of people want to know, how did I get this? Luck of the draw, I guess, man. Just sinking the right people. But make sure you're not just sinking them. You have to board folks to get those goodies, man. You got to board people. You never know what they're going to be carrying. If you're not running PvP and you're not sinking and boarding those ships, don't complain that you're not getting anything good. That's my recommendation to you guys. So hopefully that answers that question. Is it possible to still get that? Sure. You never know what people are carrying on them. I've come up and I've hit people before, and they'll have like their ship, I'm talking snows, overburdened with liquors and things like that. I had a guy one time, I don't know why he was in PvP, but he was in PvP and he happened to be coming down. And I use this area here to farm a lot. And I just happened to be in here farming. Well, he was running a run of Gold Skull products to the merchant down here to sell it. Now, if you've ever watched my videos, you see where I'd sink these folks. Okay? Well, he was coming in here to do this, and I'm like, well, shoot, this dude's in PvP. So I just jumped into PvP, and I just bet him in the water and sunk him. Took his stuff. All right? You board him, you take his Gold Skull products. That's how you do it. Hey, take the Gold Skull product and go sell it to Skurlock or Rema, and you can get a lot of silver that way as well. I made several million doing that, and still can. You just have to make sure that you're out playing around, getting those PvP servers, man. Even if you don't keep your flag on the whole time, you want to get in the server to see what's going on, and then be an opportunistic predator in there, man. Wait for the right spot, wait for the right person, wait for the right occasion to come up so you can hit them and get what they got. That's what you want to do. You're a pirate. That's the name of this game. You are a pirate, and you want to act like a pirate. I've had people get mad because like, oh, well, you blow up liaisons. Well, yeah, I blow up liaisons. I'll schedule a pickup and I'll go blow the liaison up. Why? Well, because I'm a pirate. I'm not going to pay for the stuff. I'm going to get it for free. I like to build my Gold Skull products and have absolutely nothing invested in it except for a little bit of silver it takes to refine it up. So when I go to sell it, I don't ever carry it with me. I just travel down here and blow up the liaison. I get the pieces I ate and all that kind of mess. And then I keep that stuff back for if you're getting parts or if you're taking and selling your, whatever. It's all in figuring out exactly what works best for you. So when you come into your area here, now we've got a lot of these repair kit 3s. As you can see, they have just been dropping these like crazy. And I probably have thrown away 3 or 4 times as many as I've kept here. Why am I keeping these? They take too long to refresh. Because eventually we're going to get large ships. My understanding is the next ship we get is the last medium class hull. Alright? And there's at least 3 other ships that come after that. If you've ever looked at Wiki Fandom, people are like, well, where do you get a lot of this information? Well, Wiki Fandom, which is tied in with a lot of the developers releasing information on there. It's also tied in with a lot of people who have been buying the books, the official Skull and Bone books. Yeah, you can buy them, man. And they have a lot of information in it. And it gives you the future ships and things that are coming out. Then the order that they're coming out in, and also sounds like the last medium class hull we get is going to be coming out in season 3. So I'm guessing that means come season 4, if it's considered medium or if it's a medium large, don't know what their classification is going to be, but it sounds like this will be the last medium ship, and then it's going to reset into the next class of ships. So that can't wait to see that happen. I know a lot of us have been waiting for those ships to come out, which you're going to need deep water, which is what that northern section was, for those of you who were lucky to get in on those early technical tests in the game. So here's what I've been doing, getting these upgrade parts. We're up to 35, which is not a whole lot. Obviously I got slowed down, but I try to come in here at least a few times a day. Every hour you can buy an upgrade part, so I want to try and get my upgrade parts, keep them up. 35, that's probably enough to maybe do one ship. I've got to get more. It's just kind of where I'm at. Sinew string, I've got to get back to harvesting that. We're sitting pretty decent on rubber, not exactly where I want to be at. A lot of these other materials, I mean, we're sitting springs, torsion springs, that's kind of low, man. We'll have to get back into that. Of course, precision drilling bits, we're still sitting pretty decent on that. We are getting decent with the Lestari skin, 21, got 202 of the monster's teeth. 32 of the Zamaharabu scale, so got a little work to do on these still. We're getting decent on some of these other materials as well here, you know, 1800 of wood tar. So, you know, just on and on and on, trying to get set up for season 3. We got 40 of the legacy cash chests so far. Let's see what we got in this Lepest strong box. I should wait, but let's just see. Hey, we got a Le Picaret 3, so we got us another weapon, which is fine, you know. I mean, we've already got a ton of those, but we'll transfer it to the warehouse. Of course, we got our Blue Lotus opium out of it. So there's a little bit of stuff over there. I should have waited, but I figured, hey, I've been hanging on to it for a while. But mysterious chests and stuff like that. These, where you at here? Yeah, Gold Raider cache. I've gotten up to 3. I've only had 3 defenses since I've gotten home, but hopefully we'll start getting more of those. That way I can get those legacy cache boxes. There are some helm leases scattered in here that I picked up. There's a couple more. There's another one there. So we got a few of these helm leases. There's an open there. And then East Indies, Africa. Just trying to get some of this stuff set up for season 3, because all those are going to come in handy come season 3, man. And those you can get out of these Gold Raider caches. All right, so you get your helm leases. You can get all kinds of different stuff out of it, but I do recommend that you hang on to those. You can open them up when they start giving you good, you know, drop rates. Open up season 3. It's up to you. I would recommend waiting till season 3, because typically your drop rate's going to be a little bit better when you first start a new season. It seems like it's like I'm talking like right after release, right when they open the servers, you have the best drop rates. Is what it seems to me like. Open that up, it's going to give you pieces of 8 and stuff like that. That, you know, you can't transfer more than 30,000 or 300,000 is my understanding. Now they may change that to where you don't get transfer any of that. My understanding is the sovereigns will be just like it was last time. Your sovereigns are your sovereigns, and they're not going to touch that. As till I hear otherwise, 300,000 is what we brought pieces 8 last time. We'll probably only get to have the same amount brought with us this time. Let's go ahead and buy some more of those chests. And one of the things I'm doing with these legacy boxes is I don't really need anything from season 1 right now, but there's no telling what we're going to get from season 2 that could be in these boxes. These legacy caches. See, 110,000, and we'll get 11 more of them, so gives us 11 more. We should be able to buy, you know, 20 or 30 more of these between now and the end of this season, and we want to go into that next season with that 300,000. I did screw up right there. I should have sent that stuff to the warehouse instead of putting it in here. We'll transfer it over to the warehouse. That way we got it for season 3. But I hope this video has helped you out. I hope it's given you some great ideas on not just ship builds, but what's coming in season 3, man. And a lot of times I'll see, if I've answered questions in these videos, folks, and you've asked a question, all you get is a thumbs up and a like on your question. Understand, it's not that I'm ignoring you. It means that I addressed that question in the video. You need to watch the video. I'm not going to spend time making a video, then answer all the questions by typing it all out and all that kind of stuff, because you don't want to watch the video. The video is there for you to watch to get the answers that you're asking. So that's why sometimes you might see where things have changed a little bit, and you send that information and you're like, well, he didn't answer the question. Well, it's because it's answered in the video. It just means, hey, you need to watch that video, folks. So we'll see you later. Have a wonderful day.